Hi, I'm Skip Reynolds with Skipton Law, Estate Planning, and Elder Law here in Centennial, Colorado. And this is part 5 of my 10-part series talking about mistakes surrounding Medicaid that people make. And so on this video, what I want to talk about is the mistake of failing to take advantage of protections granted to the spouse who is in the community and not the one receiving the care that might go on Medicaid. We call this individual the community spouse. And we call the person who's going into care the institutionalized spouse, or I like to call him the sick spouse. So I'm specifically talking about couples on this video. This does not apply for a single individual, but there are some rules surrounding couples that many people don't understand. So in the 3 ways to qualify for Medicaid, which is health, income, and assets, if the individual going into care, the call him sick spouse, meets the health care need, meets the income needs and standards there is some exceptions to the asset standards that you should be aware of to ensure that you protect as much as you can for that what we call community spouse, or the spouse that's not sick, that's staying at home, or maybe is not living at home but not needing a high level of care at this point. So there are 3 things that are exempt in the asset category for that spouse. One of those exemptions is their primary residence, right? So the house that they live in is exempted from being counted as an asset or a resource toward the qualification for their sick spouse. The second one is a vehicle, but only one vehicle. So if you've got more than 2 cars or SUVs or whatever you have, that second or more car will be included as an asset, but one of them is exempt. Sometimes I like to joke, here's your chance to buy that Ferrari that you're never going to drive, but you can say you owned a Ferrari and look at it in the garage. And the third is, this year in 2021, the couple can have, at least at the time of application, up to $130,380. Now, the way that actually breaks down is $2,000 for the sick spouse, $128,380 for the non-sick spouse. But at the time of qualification, you do not have to be, at least here in Colorado, at those exact levels. You just need to be at $2,000 but for the institutionalized spouse by the end of the first year after they have gone on Medicaid. But many people think you've got to be all the way down to the $2,000, and that's what they are told. But that may not necessarily need to happen. We just got to be under that $130,380 at the time of application, but then within 1 year, the person who is sick must have no more than $2,000. But a little known nuance is that just because you're under the $130,380 doesn't mean you have to stay for the community spouse, the spouse at home, under the $130,380 forever. You can actually start to begin reaccumulating assets once that individual has been applied for Medicaid. So think of it like a Polaroid picture. So at the date that you apply for Medicaid, you need to be at $130,380 or less as a couple. But after that application date, that Polaroid date, we can start to reaccrue assets. So the spouse, let's say the spouse at home is still working. They can still be saving money into their retirement account or saving money into their bank account. They can reaccumulate, or maybe they get a refund in taxes from the government. And so now they've gone over the $130,000. As long as it is in just the community spouse's name, the spouse at home, not the sick spouse's name, because again, they can only have $2,000 by the end of the first year here in Colorado. As long as we do those things, we can still accrue assets. And most people think, oh my gosh, I got to stay under $130,000 no matter what. And that's not necessarily the case. You can actually accumulate more after the application, that Polaroid date happens. So if you like this video, you can find the other parts of this series. You can go to our YouTube channel, or you can go to our website, which is located at www.skiptonlaw.com. Or I also do bi-monthly workshops talking about Medicaid, talking about wills and trusts and powers of attorney and how all these things work together. If you'd like to attend one of those educational workshops, you can go to our website again at skiptonlaw.com, or you can call our office at 720-440-2774, and we'll get you signed up for that workshop for those of you who might be here in Colorado. If you like this, please subscribe to our channel for other content that might be coming. And thank you so much, and have a great day.